It's not market timing when your financial situation changes. All right, so in last night's live stream, I probably went into my man Prairie Mark a little bit too hard. I'm a big fan of Prairie Mark. The guy crushes. But anyway, I received a number of comments on various videos I've done saying, this guy's market timing, that never ends well, this, that, and the other. And Mark was saying along the same kind of lines. And I was like, I didn't yell at him. I mean, I wasn't like pissed. I just, I got a little bit, I'm a pretty emotional guy. I got German, I got Irish. I don't drink, and yet sometimes the Irish in me overtakes the German. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes a little bit of hyper. Let's go. And I'll drink caffeine, I'll drink alcohol. I'm still just hyper. It's just my nature, baby. Anyway, so Mark made a good point. For Mark, I mean, he's from Montana, and what are you going to do with that guy, man? A guy from Montana, he doesn't know anything. Come on, man, come on. I'm from Maine. We know everything. Guys from Montana is like yesterday's news. Anyway, so Mark made a point, and it's a valid point, that changing your investments based on the business cycle and interest rates is market timing. That's a good point. This is not market timing what I'm suggesting to people. All right, and the example I use is my own self, all right? So it's market timing if you think, oh man, interest rates are this, the business cycle is that, small caps are better, this, that, and the other. I 100%, that's why I don't do any, like another guy asked, what do I think about small caps? I said, man, I got no idea. I'm VTI, Total Stock Index. VTI, oh, by the way, it's a Sabbath video. So if you want to, today's a great day to donate some money because it's going to go to a children's center, a women's health center clinic. We got two we go donate to, one in New Jersey and one in San Antonio. Well, it's actually in Bernie. It's Kendall County. Is it Kendall County? Can't remember. I think it's Kendall County. And then we got Camden County, New Jersey, and Kendall County, Texas, which is right north of San Antonio, which is in Bear County, Bexar. Not Bexar, but Bear. And Bernie, Boerne, is Bernie, not Bourne. Kind of funny. Like Stanton, Virginia. It's not Staunton, it's Stanton, just FYI. In case you run around these places, now you know. He can speak like a native. Peabody in Massachusetts. And I'm sure there's other towns like that. There's Dacula down here. I always call it Dacula. It's not Dacula, it's Dacula. They actually have a town called Dacula here in Georgia. I thought it was Dacula. Nope, not Dacula. Not Dacula. Anyway, so let me give you an example. I'm self-employed. My cash is zero. I had to pay all these taxes last year. Cash was, I had all the money to pay the tax, but I had to, I'm getting hot. Let me take off my Redskin hat. How dare I use that name? So I was literally drained, all right? Self-employed, still got 4 kids, still got a mortgage. Mortgage is getting beaten down slowly but surely, but it's gradually being beaten down, but I still got it. And when you're self-employed, the risk of not making money, because you're literally working, you don't know where your next dollar is coming from. That's just a fact. YouTube could ban me. All y'all who want to hire me to financial planning might say, I don't want this guy. This guy's crazy. He's a nutcase. I don't want anything to do with him. All that stuff. It's a risk. It's a profitable risk because the reward is quite high, but it's a risk. So for me, who's been heavily into VTI, pretty much the extent of my life, I said, I better backtrack and move into some safe money now that the interest rates are high. Because I might need some liquidity. Now, mind you, all my money is now in a Roth IRA. So the tax man is forever behind me. I could still pay a penalty, but the tax man is gone. So I don't have to worry about the taxes, which is a huge benefit, by the way. Because the income tax are not an issue. 10% penalty is an issue, but that's way lower than my concern about income tax. So I said, when they raised rates, last year to where they are now with 5.25 or something like that, the Fed funds rate, I said, I'm going to lock in some cash into the Schwab money market account, which is paying about 5.25, something like that. That way, if things go south, I got a lot of cash on the side. I did that probably in May of last year, after Taxman, probably May of last year. I put a sizable amount of my portfolio, something like 20%, 25% into cash to generate, 5% interest. All right, let's just say I got $100,000 in cash, and I don't, but just, I'm not gonna tell you exactly how much I got, but for simplicity, say I got $100,000. I'm making 5% a year. That's $50,000 a year, all right? Just sitting on, that's $5,000 a year just sitting idle. If I touch it, I don't lose any money. I can't go down. Anything can go down, but you know what I'm saying. The likelihood of that happening is minimal. Oh, here comes the babies. Hi, boys. So it's gonna be there and I'm getting money. If I don't need it, I'm getting 5% a year with no risk of the bottom falling out. If I need it, the money will be there with interest I've accumulated on. What's up, guys? It's your buddy Josh. Yeah, I know. I'm a big old meanie. Merry Christmas. So if I need the money, it's there. If I don't need the money, I'm still getting 5%. And I don't know if I might need it or not. You just don't know when the bubble is going to burst on you. Look at him. You see him? That knucklehead. Where'd he go? Oh, there he is. You just don't know when the bubble's going to burst. What I do know is that if I don't have the cash, the bubble burst a la 2008, and things go south, then I'm going to have to sell stocks to pay the mortgage and put food on the table, which is exactly what happened in 2008. I do not want to sell stocks that are down cumulatively 57%. That's not a winning scenario to me, which is exactly what happened in 2008 for me. And I don't want that to happen. So I'm like, until I can get my cash reserves built up, I'm going to be heavy into cash. Just to make sure I got enough setting aside to pay the bills. So crazy, it just might work. On top of that, I said, bonds just got so decimated that I'm going to move a quarter of my portfolio into long-term government bonds. Why? Because their opportunity in long-term government bonds, in my opinion, is through the roof given what they just been through, which is a 61% decline from top to bottom. Long-term government bonds, these are zeros. And again, zero coupons mean they don't pay a coupon, right? You don't accumulate interest in terms of every quarter it pays you interest or anything like that. Now, when these bonds mature, this is Vanguard is managing it. So there's gonna be bonds that mature on a regular basis. And when they do, poor birdie, fell from the tree. When they do, there's a payment in there and that will pay you an interest essentially. But anyway, so if you look at the yield on EDV, for instance, this is not a recommendation, it's paying about 4 to 4.5. Right, now it was paying more than that a month ago, but it's now up, I think I said last night, 30% from basically 6 weeks ago, because the interest rates have just bottomed out so much, and the long-term bonds, when interest rates go south, jump up like a brick out of, a bat out of hell, I suppose. Whoa, that guy's getting ready to move. Anyway, so now I got my long-term bonds, because I'm getting 4%, 4.5. Dude, what is that guy doing, man? Why, hey. Be careful driving around Christmas time, people. People drive like idiots around Christmas. Everyone drives poorly but me. Anyway, so now I'm getting 4 and 4.5%, essentially guaranteed yields on government bonds while I'm waiting for the pop. And again, I bought these things when they're paying about 4.5 to 5. So my yield is lower now relative to the current price. But my gains are higher because I made some money back in terms of price. Because I think there's still a lot way for those bonds to go. I could absolutely be wrong. And you can say, well, that's market timing. I say, maybe. But again, if I'm still self-employed and my cash is still nominal, or minimal, I should say, and I can absolutely get what I think are stock-like returns without the stock-like risk, which also the downside risk is minimal because we've already experienced the downside risk on these bonds. I'm freaking loading up. And that could be considered market timing. I get that, and that doesn't bother me in the least. But what real market timing would be using 200-day moving averages, technical analysis by firms that offer stuff like Dorsey Wright out of, used to be out of Richmond, I don't know where they're out of anymore. And I very much enjoy the analysis of that. I don't think it works. I think it's all speculation. Nothing wrong with that, it's not investing, it's certainly market timing. But moving your portfolio, adjusting it because of your current day-to-day situation is not market timing. Part two, loading up on things that you feel have more upside value and less downside risk, maybe that's market timing, that doesn't bother me. I don't care if people think that, because I think the justification of that is absolutely extraordinary. With that said, I'm still, more than half my portfolio is still 100% in VTI, which is all the market. VTI contains 70% of S&P 500 and the rest in the extended market index, which is the Wilshire 4500. That consists of mid and small cap companies. So you notice my market timing is simply just an analysis of the bonds versus stocks, what has the more upside for short-term opportunity with less risk to me as an individual who might need to draw on this money if things go south. When my cash component builds back up, and again, tax man is always out there, always knocking on my door. Joe Biden wants his money, and he wants it now. It's my money, I want it now. Joe Biden's like J.W. Wentworth, or whatever it is. It's my money, and I want it now. Yelling out the window for your old buddy Josh. But anyway, so my cash situation gets back to a comfortable level, I'll dump my cash, and I will go back heavy into VTI. Still keeping my bonds until the bonds pop, and they might not, but if they don't, I'm still getting, like I said, tracking 4 and 4.5%. And I'll probably keep that, by the way, just because I think I think that's, for me, at 53 years old, self-employed, I always want to have some conservative money for sure. So for me, it'd be stocks, bonds, cash. It's a tough beat that. Another guy said yesterday in the live stream, when should you dump SPACs, which is the Fidelity Money Market, is paying 5% right now, and get back into stocks. That was a little bit disappointing that he actually said that, because I know what's going on there. That's a fear of missing out. And what happens is when you're about to retire or recently retired, your paradigm has changed on what you need your portfolio to do. All right, your portfolio now is providing you an income, as opposed to your labor, which is providing you an income. I just can't get this through people's head enough. When the labor stops coming, your paycheck stops coming, you still need income. You might need less income, I grant you, but income's got to come from someplace. And it's going to come from basically your Social Security / pension, or your investments, or half and half or something like that. A lot of times people aren't on Social Security or pensions yet, so they're going to need their portfolio to provide them income. And yeah, we did have a 23% decline last year from 2022, and that's basically barely a bear market. But after with the run we had in the last 15 years, from 2009 to 2022, I mean, you're talking obviously the pandemic was silly, the freaking Valentine massacre there. We got over that quickly. Your Q4 of 2018, S&P 500 was down 19.8, not even a real bear market. This last year was down 22%. Wow. I mean, tech stocks got hammered, but S&P 500 didn't. I mean, 22% is still, not great, but that's a moderate bear market. Moderate. And we basically almost recouped all that in 2023. We're still back underwater from where we were in 2020, the beginning of 2022, but we're creeping up to get close to break even. But we're still, I mean, if you look at 2019 where you were, if you look at 2015 where you were, 2010, you're still way ahead of where you were over the last 15 years, way ahead. So then the question is, all right, when do we dump our SPACs and get back in the market? Well, this is what I tell all the people I work with. I said, man, give yourself a couple of years to figure stuff out in retirement, man. You're being rewarded the best we've ever been rewarded in cash right now, 5%, just to figure stuff out. You don't know how much you're going to spend. I mean, I know we project we're going to spend this. We just don't know, man. I mean, you've never retired, and the money's got to come from someplace. So for me, and I don't know how much this guy's got stocks, bonds, and cash. I don't remember. But for me, I'm like, why not just ride the gravy train while you can? The rates are going to go down at some point. And again, it's like I said in the last stream last night, the rates can do one of three things, and that's it. They can go up, they can stay sideways, they can go down. Not many people are assuming they're going to go up, which is why we had this huge sell-off or huge buying up of bonds, which is why the interest rates have dropped to 3.9. It's crazy. So the market is already pricing in a rate cut. Awful hard to imagine rates going up. But even if they do, you're like, I'm sitting in a money market account. And while I was getting 5, now I'm getting 5.25, 5.5. That's a good thing. Rates stay sideways. I'm getting 5%. That's a good thing. Rates go down. What makes the rates go down? Most likely it's an economy that's not doing great. Generally speaking, when the economy is not doing great, what happens to stocks? Oh, they go down. It seems pretty common sense to me. If my situation has changed, where I'm no longer in a petty paycheck, I'm using my portfolio to provide me my income. You see what I'm saying? And I just changed my scenario where I've been working for 30, 40 years. Now I'm retired. Guys, that changes your mentality. I'm telling you right now. And when your mentality changes, you get nervous. I'm telling you, take it from me. I saw the markets zig and zag, and I knew that I could need some money for my portfolio. I'm sitting there thinking, man, I should sell. Oh, man, the market's just tanked. I should have sold. Then the markets come back and said, man, I should sell. I'm going to hang tight, see what happens. Oh, man, I should have sold. Then I finally said, enough of this. I'm going to put more money in cash just to make sure I got it. And, man, I felt a hell of a lot better after doing that. So that's, and again, if you want to call that market time, that's fine. I don't. I call that just trying to take advantage of the situation as it presents me for my current needs right now. My current needs, I need cash to live on. All right. If you need cash to live on, it's got to come from someplace. Again, your labor is gone. The cash is going to come from your portfolio. Do not let your portfolio determine your ability to take cash, i.e., I don't want a market time because people think I'm stupid. Don't listen to those people. God bless. Merry Christmas. And again, if you want to donate any money I raise from this, if you're still here, we'll go to the pregnancy centers. We don't like abortion. Let's buy up these 4D things so people can see that's a real live baby in there, and maybe be less inclined to abort it, i.e. kill it, and more inclined to birth it. All right, see you.